Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Axel Scratch here, and we are back with more Katawa Shoujo. Where we left off, I was totally out of my line a little bit with being really mad at Shizune, but yeah, I didn't like it. But let's just load our newest save. I believe this is on here. Hanako doesn't come to morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I had to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, yeah, that. Class is pretty boring in comparison. I turned the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital, but I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, even though they are right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, it's loud for me, 1 second. There we go. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. I know Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, trying to someone from another class. Maybe trying to talk to someone. I don't know. Oh, talking to someone. Ah, wow, my reading. Ah. Shizune's signing so fast that her hands make sounds like swords cutting through the air. Just imagine Samurai Jack, but it's Shizune with her hand signing. Maybe there is pent-up anger in there. She's trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. Put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and then on top of that, she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Lucky for her, their business is soon finished, and the girls sit down on their seats again. Wah! I'm tired! She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. Yeah, I can imagine, like if someone's signing like at 20 miles per hour with their hands, I think it's gonna be hard. I use the opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit. No! Without getting roped into the student council thing again, though I suspect that door is now closed for me. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm not going with them. Festival press races must be hard for you. Indeed, the people in this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling about before and after school, they are always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. She scuffs at me first, as if trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me, but in the end she starts signing without doing either. Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her sign to speech for me. She does it so well, it's almost like Shizune's actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously. Well, of course, we're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. We would shame ourselves in front of the past student council generations if the festival were to fail. That's why there must be no flaws, no error. I think that was encumbrances? No, nothing that might make the festival short of perfect. Shizune's passionate speech and Misha's enacting are really oddly fitting of them. Oh, hello. Yay, she's back, Hanako! I love Hanako, she's awesome. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hey! Hanako blushes hard as Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she is showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily. Again, mean. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it well. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, haven't seen Satan. Yes, you have. She, that happened. She, came by in the morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she is intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako could be. It is a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people at different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? If she had any sense in her head, she's in her classroom, working on their festival project. But who knows where that woman is loitering at? Oh, I am so mad at these two now. You need to find her? She was looking for you in the morning, but I guess you have missed each other. She waits a little without answering the simple question, looking awfully like she's not sure if it's proper to answer such a question. Yeah. I can come with you, if it's okay. Yes, please. Hanako nods fractionally, still on guard, her shoulders stiff like wood. I get the feeling that she might be more comfortable by herself after all, but it's too late to back off now. She has this really troubled expression she seems to wear almost constantly, one that makes me constantly be on guard myself. I wonder why. I kind of understand why she... Sorry, listening for something. Why she always seems to be so wary, or maybe more like why could be people like her. But I still have no idea how I should act around such people. Such a person. Yeah. It's dinner time soon. Were you planning to eat with Lily? She nods slightly. So she must have been trying to get in the cafeteria. Well, there's something of a dinner crowd, just like the cafeteria is crowded during lunch. It's not as bad because dinner time is longer than lunch hour, but I can understand why Hanako would be discouraged from going in. I pick up my bag and we take our leave. Hanako skips a little to meet my initial pace, so I slow down to match her speed. It doesn't take long for us to be walking at a comfortable pace down the hallway. It almost feels like we're going for a stroll together, something that I can't say I've really done before with a girl. Hanako doesn't seem to be thinking the same thing, though. Even though we are walking at the same pace, she never comes within arm's reach of me. I guess she's still a little uncomfortable about me, given how shy she is. There doesn't seem to be much helping it, at least for now. Sorry, I used to have a cold a while ago, so if you hear a lot of sniffles through this video, sorry. By the time we arrived at the cafeteria, there is not much of a crowd there, but Lily is nowhere to be seen. Hanako's head sinking even lower than usual. Yeah, I want to see Lily again. She's nice. Have you looked somewhere else already? Just at the library. I was reading. So she does spend the classes she skips at the library. Yeah, I could imagine that. So not exactly a thorough search then. Well, if I had to guess, she'd be in her own classroom like Shizune said, right? You're right. With the slightest of nods, Hanako agrees with my reasoning. Gosh, she's being so awkward. It's like I need double-layered silk gloves with padding to even begin interacting with her. Some small talk might help her become a bit more used to me. It isn't hard to tell that the silence between us is hovering on the edge of both of our minds. So you and Lily usually hang out together at school after class, right? Yes. I'm not quite sure what I expected from her answer, nor why am I asking the question. That much was rather obvious after all. It doesn't seem like the type of type to cultivate a social circle either. English, how do you speak? So I suspect that Lily may well be her only friend. Might be a pain being in different classes, I'm guessing. She gives a sharp, almost reflexive nod. Compared to Lily's careful thought about her actions and speech, Hanako hastens to make her answers as prompt and short as possible. Lily comes by the classroom, though, even when she's busy. She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lily goes out of her way to help her. It's pretty cute, really. There isn't any need to say more, but both of us contend that the discussion has reached an end. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we are met by a group of students heading downstairs like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. They seem to be keeping mostly to themselves, but before I can notice her doing so, Hanako has moved around behind me. Hey, are you alright? Just keep going. The students pass us without as much as a second glance, and Hanako takes up position to my side again as we enter the building. A momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Even as we climb towards the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. It isn't as if I've never known a shy person before, or even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be pretty far beyond what I'd call normal in her fear of other people. If it weren't for Lily acting as a mediator, I doubt Hanako would even been able to walk beside me like this. She seems to completely shut down in the presence of others. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues in strained silence, while I rue her inability to socialize at all. After we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hallway. I wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first, then come to me for backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be a good thing. Eventually, the two of us reached the door to class 3-2. With Hanako less than subtly positioning herself behind me, I opened the door. Inside is a hive of activity, seemingly every student in the class talking at once as they work hurriedly on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorating decorations and banners. Again, English, how do you speak? Being made. It must be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. There. Finding her among the din is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. With a couple of students gathering around her as she stands at the front of the class, she seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. Carefully negotiating a path through the various students hunched over the floor for lack of desk space, I raise a hand entirely out of habit as we finally reach Lily. Hi, Lily. She perks her head up as she breaks off talking to a noticeably smaller girl, who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best she can. Sorry, who? Oh, sorry, Hisao. I have Hanako too. Hi. She's pretty skittish, considering the number of people around. It isn't too hard to work out why. Lily takes a moment's pause to assess the situation before turning to the other students once again. For the moment, just ask Moria for his advice. Kenji's busy with painting one of the banners already. A quick nod and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the wall's face for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That Kenji? I quickly turn around, leaning to the side to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in the corner of the room, Kenji's hunched over a sheet of cloth as he paints it. His eyes remain only inches from the brush, reminding me of how close he had to be to make out my face when I met him. Sorry about that. Our class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand. That's right. Class 3-2 was especially for students with poor vision. Preparing for the festival must be pretty arduous for them. Need a hand? I can give you help if you need some. Maybe Hanako could too. A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods an affirmation afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lily gives a noticeable sigh of relief. Ah, that's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help. Kenji? Sure. She seems surprised that I know him. I can't really blame her. I take it you've met? Our rooms in the dorm are right next to each other. Hard to miss each other, really. Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast. Friend? I wonder if that's the right word to use for him. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Hanako's silence during the proceedings reminds me of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. We'll go help him then. He knows what needs doing, right? That's right. Just ask if you have any problems. Chorusing in ascent, Hanako and I... Ow, my head. Sorry. Hanako and I begin another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white silicone in front of him. Look at him down there. Hi, Kenji. No answer. He continues dragging his paint-soaked brush along the large, half-painted kanji that's stretched on the sheet and pencil. Kenji? Huh? What? Who is it? If this is the way he treats class members, it's no small wonder he's working on this alone. It's me. Well, that one. I didn't even click. Okay then. Right, I know that, man. What are you doing here, though? His dismissive attitude annoys me. Of course it would. He might be the type to really get focused on his work, hating to be disturbed by anyone until he's done, I suppose. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks out from behind me reminds me that she's here. I was just going to help with the banner, Hanako and I, that is. Hello. Oh, hey, I guess that's okay. As soon as Hanako enters the equation, his demeanor takes a complete about face. His sudden fox hospitality is slightly unsettling. Oh right, women. On second thoughts, this may not have been a great idea after all. Hano and I grudgingly set ourselves down on the opposite side of the cloth banner to Kenji, noting the several small paint tins on the ground around it. Class 3-2. Noodle stall. You guys selling noodles at the festival on Sunday? Yeah, some stalls outside, or something. His non-committal nature sparks a fair amount of suspicion on my behalf. The task at hand comes first, though. So how do you want to split this? We do borders while you do the text, or do you want to switch and do the borders? Text is mine, you do borders. He has surprisingly strong feelings on the topic. As I reach over to grab a brush, I notice Hanako's already debating between colors to use. By the time I've put brush to cloth, she's already started on a delicate pattern. Looks like my idea of taking her mind off everything around her worked. With a dark blue stroke, the three of us silently get to work. Not before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako's working to lean towards me and whisper conspiratorially, though. Okay, man, why are you here? Hanako just wanted it. Oh, sorry. No, I just wanted some help to find Lily, that's all. He apparently disapproves of my motivations. I get it. It looks like I misjudged you. You're infiltrating them, aren't you? Getting deep undercover. Oh my gosh, we're going back to this sexist feminist thing. Oh my gosh. He's funny. I'll give him that. He's funny. I should have guessed. Letting the trouble slip by him would probably be better than outright lying or annoying him in any case. Is that why you're here? Obviously, it sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in yourself. Grab the intel. Oh, we gotta stick together, man. This is a harsh school, a harsh world. Yes, very harsh. He misses by true meaning as he leans back, satisfied I'm sympathetic to his cause. I better get down to work. Finished. Looks like I am too. Good job. The two of us connect up the lines of our patterns, mine being as close a copy as I could manage to hers. With a grunt, I lever myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Hanako and myself, there's only Kenji left finishing off a sign, as well as Lily and a couple of students talking amongst themselves in the classroom. Looking at my watch, it's no surprise it's getting pretty late. Need a hand? I offer a hand to Hanako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrist. If her scars extend even to there, just how much of her body was burned. I feel a pant of guilt about it, however, as she quickly covers her wrists with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks surprised for a moment before noticing that I mean the banner. It does, I guess. Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the result, just as I do. Well, we did a pretty good work and we worked together. With the floor significantly neater from the decorations being placed on desks and shelves, it's much easier to get to Lily as we cross the room. We finished the banner. I guess that's all that needs to be done. Lily gives an appreciative nod. Thank you, Hisao, Hanako. If there's any way I can thank you, it's fine. Beats sitting in my room studying at any rate. I don't mind either. She nods before suddenly remembering one last person. Oh, is Kenji still here? Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the other side of the room. Yeah, just finished. He carefully slides a sign onto an empty section of shelf to dry, before quickly walking past us and out the door. See ya, man. Bye. The remaining 2 students say their goodbyes to Lily before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the 3 of us. Well, I guess that's okay. I guess that's everyone. I hope we don't have to do anything like that again. Working past school time? Indeed. The class's plans this year was ambitious, maybe too ambitious. The stalls look nice though. She's right. It shows that a lot of work's gone into them. My. I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear that. At least now there's not much work to do until the festival itself. It's getting pretty late. Should we go? That's probably a good idea. Are you going back to the dorms as well, Hisao? Yeah, I guess I'll tag along.